from Crazy Mama 5 Reviews. Today we are unboxing and doing a review of the Best Way H20 to Go Giant Splash Mat. This is the larger fun blob that they offer. This one actually is 13.1 feet by 9.8 feet. And you can currently pick it up at most retail stores, Target, Walmart, Walgreens. I'm going to open up the box and show you what's all inside. I have already laid down a tarp. It doesn't say you need to do that, but we have a lot of trees in our yard, and I just think that it'll be a better situation. They do say that you're supposed to lay it on a flat surface, as flat as you can get, I guess, and you know, make sure that there's no sticks, rocks, etc. on the ground. I'm going to open this up so you can see. It's quite heavy, the box is. It comes with a patch, instructions on how to do it, and then the mat is all folded up. I am going to unfold the mat and lay it out for you in just a minute. Okay, so this is what it looks like laid out. Only probably took me 2 minutes tops. Actually, I think the best way for us was just to have one person on each side and kind of pull it apart, because it is folded quite a few times, as you can see. Basically what you have here is you have the drain plug on the bottom. And so obviously, you know, before you start putting water in, you're going to want to plug that up. And then you have, this is where you hook the hose to it, and this is to have the sprinkler shoot out of this part here. And when I do the video later, you'll see how that works. This is actually the fill cap area, and you pull this out, the stopper, and you fill it with a standard hose. We're going to try to do this now. Pause the video, and I'll give you a general idea of how long it took me. Like I said, this is the larger blob. There's two different sizes. I believe the other one is around 8 feet, give or take. So this is even bigger than my tarp is. But I have plenty of room for several children to play on with no problems. So I am going to just pause everything, and we're going to fill this up, and we'll let you know how long it took us. Okay, so I'm starting to fill the blob. I would say the only thing I don't really like about this whole process is the fact that I have to sit here and hold it. If I could say any sort of improvement at all, it would be, you know, something that we could twist on to the hose or whatever so we could walk away for a while, because I imagine it says it holds 720 gallons. We're probably looking at a good half hour of me sitting here holding the hose. That's just a guess. Obviously, I'll give you the full amount of time later. A couple of other things I wanted to mention to you when I was reading the instructions was that it mentions not to fill it by a fence, overhanging branches, laundry lines, that sort of thing. Keep it away from electrical wires. You know, make sure the ground is cleared of all stones and twigs, which I mentioned before. It can't be used in the house, only outside, and it is only for domestic use, so it's not, you know, for a business to use, like say for a big work party or something like that. One of the things to mention also is that kids should be supervised at all times, obviously. Anytime you're dealing with water, that's the case. It also mentions it's for children older than 3 years of age. So obviously if your kids are younger than that, it's at your own discretion, but that is how they recommend it. The other thing is that, you know, it should be stored in a cool, dry place, away from children. It should be completely dried out before storing it for the season, otherwise you might be dealing with mold. Always wipe it off with a clean, damp cloth, and never use solvents or chemicals to clean the product because it would damage it. So those are just a few things that I wanted to get out of the way to let you know that they recommend. Obviously this should be installed outside on grass, never on cement, asphalt, that sort of thing. Mainly, I think, because of damage, but also because it heats the rubber, the plastic that this is made of, and it might melt. So that's just a few things to get out of the way. I am going to pause this video and finish filling this up, and then we will let you know how long it took. Okay, so I think we're done filling it. In the instructions, it didn't really say how thick to fill it, but by looking at other people's reviews and the information I kind of found online, they said about 4 to 6 inches. So I'm saying this is pretty close for government work, if you ask me. It's, I would say, about 4 to 5 inches tall. It took me 44 minutes and 39 seconds to fill it. Once you get it to this point, obviously I put the plug in and the cap in, and then you attach the hose right here, and this will obviously make the sprinkler work, which goes all the way down. You can have the sprinkler on as high as you want it or as low as you want it, or not at all. You know, kids can play on here just for sensory reasons. One of my sons is autistic, and just playing on the mat, squishing it around, that gives him the sensory input that he needs. So it's a neat thing, and obviously it could probably be kept up all summer if you didn't want to deal with taking it down and whatnot, because it can be left out in the rain. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this for a moment, and we're going to start the water, and you can get an idea what it looks like, and then we'll bring out the kids and show you how they enjoy it, I guess. As you can see, I had my kids all playing on it. They all ranged from the ages of 4 until 13, and it held up to them pretty well, all playing at the same time. This is the larger size blob. I would say you could probably at least get 6 to 8 kids on it with no problem. You know, you can adjust the water to how you want it or not have it on at all, like I mentioned earlier. It seems fairly durable. I mean, it's made out of a really thick plastic, I'd say, like kind of like a waterbed mattress. So I think that it will hold up fairly well. I would say out of 5 stars, I'd give it 5 stars. I mean, it's an awesome toy. The price is fairly reasonable. And if you don't want to have to deal with a deep pool, you know, this is a safer alternative. It can be put in most yards. And like I mentioned before, the only thing is you got to not have it on a hill. I'm hoping this video will help you make the decision, and if you want to purchase this item. And I also want to thank Best Way for giving me the opportunity to review. Best Way H20 Go Blob. My kids are enjoying it, and I'm hoping it will last us for years to come. Thanks for watching my video.